Hi, welcome. Here's your writing lesson 7.5 for today. So your writing lesson today, we're going to review the writing process. So we're going to start off by talking about the kind of story we're writing. The kind of story we're going to be focusing on today or writing is imaginative story. It's an imaginary narrative, okay? So it's a made-up story. You're coming up with a made-up story. So we have steps for writing that I'm sure you're familiar with, but we need to review. The first process of the first thing we do in the writing process is we pre-write. That's when we choose a topic, plan it out in the first, next, last. So we plan it out in chronological order. All right. The second step is to draft. That's when you write your ideas, draw pictures if you need, or add details. The reason that we sometimes draw pictures is because sometimes when we doodle or we write or we draw pictures of things, we can add more ideas. And then step 3 would be to revise. Revise means add sentences and words, delete words and phrases, or move sentences to make the best order. And then step 4 would be to edit. That's to check for capital letters, check for spaces between words, check for the end of punctuation and spelling. Step 5 would be to publish. That's when you write your story one more time. You add a cover, pictures, and more to make your story shine. Most of the time when we publish, you should publish it like nice and pretty on a computer typed. And then step 6 is share it. That's when you read your story to the class or to others. All right, if I move on, let's talk about elements of a narrative. So we are writing a narrative that in a narrative, you're going to need a beginning, middle, and end. So in the beginning of the story, there should be the characters and setting. So meet the characters in their world. So characters can be people and animals, and settings can be time and place. So in the beginning, you have to share who your characters and your settings are. Yes, you can go. And in the middle, it's the characters face a problem. Well, what's the problem the characters are facing? And in the end, the characters solve the problem. How did they solve the problem? So these are all parts of a narrative that need to be included in your writing. All right, let's look at this display and engage. All right. It says, write an imaginative story about characters you create and their adventures. I want you to think about what your character might say or do. You're going to write about the characters and their adventures. So think about what your characters might say or do. Think about the story we read, how I became a pirate and the things that he did or the things that he said or how he felt, the adventures he had. Right? I want you to really think about that. And then what you're going to do is in your writing packet, you're going to have this paper on the bottom. It says 7.2. It's page 7.2. It says my word bank. So you are going to add some words that you would include in your writing. So add words you can include in your writing. You're going to write those words down here. If you can have at least 3, that's okay. And then my character, you're going to write or draw about your character. So, Ms. Yusuf, what do you mean, like my character? I don't even know what my story is going to be about yet. You need to come up with a character that's going to be the main character of your story. So remember here, the elements of a narrative, the beginning has to have a character and a setting. So here you're going to include your character. You're going to draw about your character, your main character. Your main character doesn't have to be a human. It could be an animal, like a talking animal if you'd like. But you're going to draw about your character, or write about your character. And then on the bottom, you're going to write who your character is and what your character might say. You can choose any character you want to write about. It could be a superhero, it could be a pirate, it could be an explorer, a cartoon character, a nursery rhyme character. Maybe it's the Itsy Bitsy Spider. All right. Let's see. And then what are character traits? Character traits are like if they're brave, if they're scared, if they're careful, if they're smart, if they're clumsy. So make sure you include these things on your paper, okay? That's all we're going to do today for writing. Very simple. I just wanted you guys to brainstorm and get thinking, because on Monday when we get back, we're going to start our draft and we have to have some ideas. So I want you to write your ideas down here. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you guys later. Bye.